Now we're going to begin our third module, lifestyle engagement. Lifestyle engagement connects with the megatrend of authenticity, where we're seeing a growing resistance towards traditional marketing in favor of a more authentic approach. This is incredibly important as 43% of millennials rank authenticity over any kind of branded content. This coincides with the current era of fake news, where social media sources are often seen as perpetuators of alternative facts. And while we've entered this era of fake news, in the insight content certainty, we're seeing that not all hope is lost. Consumers are still turning towards brands to help them dig for truth and integrity. One way brands can demonstrate that integrity is by giving consumers a peek behind the lens of traditional marketing ploys, like this ad by Suave. Here we're seeing how a lot of hair ads have different kinds of tricks up their sleeves, including a lot of fake hair and a lot of props. We know that consumers trust peer reviews over any kind of ad. So how do marketers leverage that? Influencers, of course. However, technology is actually making a huge impact here as well. This is Lil Michaela. Lil Michaela is an Instagrammer with over 1 million followers. Like any good Instagrammer, she has a cool sense of style and she loves taking selfies. She's also been lucky enough to collaborate with famous makeup artists and fashion brands. But one thing you might not have realized about Lil Michaela is that she's not a real person. She's CGI. She's an AI avatar mimicking a human being, and she's doing an incredibly good job at it. Not just in looks, she's incredibly human-like and empathetic in her posts online. She has a strong following of younger millennials and Gen Z, mostly female in demographic, making her a great brand ambassador for brands ranging from Prada to Nike. And we know by now that pretty much everything we've seen online has been faked in some way, so we might as well be completely transparent about it. Another tip that marketers can learn from influencers is design branding. As one design consultant stated, design is to business what evolution is to nature. It enables brands to change and survive. In branded merchandise, we're seeing brands outside of fashion creating their own line of merchandise in order to make their branding part of their consumers' branding. One recent example comes to us from discount Canadian grocery store No Frills. They recently launched an ad called Holler, in where they revolutionized their own branding from a boring lifestyle necessity to a pretty cool lifestyle statement. And they even rebranded their consumers as savvy haulers. Alongside this ad, they launched their own line of bright yellow merchandise online, and it sold out instantly as haulers wanted to showcase their pride. Design is now imperative when it comes to engaging consumers, especially as everything is becoming increasingly remote and digital. In the Insight NFC engagement, we're seeing that packaging is also getting a bit of a redesign thanks to technology. Brands are taking advantage of the fact that 90% of consumers have their smartphone on them at all times, and they're embedding these NFC tags into packaging to gamify otherwise dormant products. We know that packaging is incredibly important when consumers are deciding what to buy in store, but it's also incredibly important even if your brand is completely online. 61% of consumers say branded packaging gets them more excited about receiving their packages, and 44% say that the packaging reinforces that the product was worth the cost. As one of the first elements that comes into contact with your consumer, your packaging should be used to create that brand love and brand ritual moment. A simple example comes to us from Boston Pizza, where they reconfigured their pizza boxes to make it a lot easier to eat pizza in bed. That wraps up our third module and brings us to the end of our marketing course. The takeaway here is that brands need to meet consumers where they are and integrate more organically into their everyday lifestyles and routines. A question to think about here is, how does your brand integrate into your consumer's current lifestyle? Thanks for watching. For more resources, check out the links below.